Hey, it's Kurt with Hutch Composite mountain bike team in Hutchinson, Kansas. I wanted to give a quick wrap up on the Topeka, Kansas race that happened last weekend. And behind me, if you're watching the video, you'll see right next to my Disciples of Dirt sweatshirt, I've got a Steve Tilford shirt that we were given there. So Hayden got one and I got one this weekend, and so did Will. So three of us ended up getting these prized Steve Tilford shirts. I guess they're collectible or something like that. I just think it's a really cool shirt. But we got that because we played security at the races this weekend. So the camper van rose to the occasion and did its job again. That faithful camper van that we built out of an FBI SWAT truck has been working really great this season, getting us to and from all of the events, hauling our mountain bikes and our camping gear and all that fun stuff that Hayden and I enjoy when we're out on the road. Now, when it comes to talking about this weekend, pretty excited. One, Topeka is personally one of my favorite places. As far as actual mountain biking goes, I love it. It's a prolonged descent on the way down. There are rock obstacles, little rock hops, if you will, little drops here and there, roots, switchbacks, through the trees. You go all the way down to the bottom. You traverse a little bit at the bottom through some S curves and, through a log, over a log, a couple of things like that. And then it takes a left-hand turn, starts going up. And then this is where some of that Southern California training that me and my son have really comes to shine for us in particular. We don't mind the climbs. We kind of like them. But it's a climb all the way back up. So we consider the climb to be three main parts. So there's a little bit of a climb, fairly steep, takes a little bit out of you, goes into a kind of a roller coaster thing, has a pretty big rock climb. That if you didn't know it and you saw it, you'd be intimidated. But if you go in with enough speed, enough attitude, you can bounce right up it. So we go through that, a little bit more of a climb. Then you're gonna again kind of little bit of a smaller incline with a kind of a roller coaster kind of feel. The trail gets wider into almost like a fire road, and then you come up on a wooden bridge. So you make a hard left-hand turn. It's a little steep hill there, hard left-hand turn, and then you pardon me, allergies. Then you go over this wooden bridge. When you go over the wooden bridge, that to me is my signal. That's I'm almost home. I'm almost home. When I see the wooden bridge, I'm almost home. So a little bit of a steep climb right after the bridge. It's going to be in two little short spurts. You come up near the top and you'll see this little blue ribboned off area on a NICA weekend. It's ribboned off there. And so you see that blue ribbon, you're like, I'm there. I made it. I did the climb. And then it's just this little gradual kind of S curve out of the woods and then into this, rollered section that takes us back to the infield. This particular course and layout, like I said, is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. I also love the way they do the infield at this event. So all of the pit zone and all of the team activity is in between. It's kind of a in this big rectangle of where the start finish is, kind of circles around the pit area. So I really like that. It's a really lends itself to an organizational feel that I think is really good. Now our team was limited on how many people showed up this weekend. Big graduation weekend. So a lot of families had obligations other than mountain bike racing. And so literally we had four coaches this weekend instead of six or seven. And then a lot of our teammates were missing. And even though it was a small showing for us as a team, we did leave with two podiums, three collectible t-shirts, and a really great time. One thing is one of our coaches, so we had four coaches. One of our coaches Saturday night ended up with some type of medical issue. Don't want to disclose everything here on a public thing. It's all fine. We all got, it was taken care of, but it was a medical issue. And so two coaches were out for part of the day on Sunday. And so we really had to rise to the occasion. One of our parents, Brad, stepped up, really jumped in, helped us out there. Sorrel brings the sandwiches. And so all in all, Great weekend. Everybody stepped up. Wonderful, wonderful time. So Hayden and I, we showed up Saturday morning, which is our routine, and we normally set up, I call it snow fence. I don't know what else they call it, but it's like the stuff that says Shimano or SRAM inside the infield. So when you see pictures and you see the blue walls that say Shimano or the red walls that say SRAM, those are things that Hayden and I generally set up with the rest of the volunteers that show up for track setup on Saturday morning. However, this weekend was different. We set up some of that snow fence, but then we got to go out as course setters and actually ride the course and set up the course. That was a lot of fun. That was the first time I got to do that. I'm going to put a picture in our post on the website with me and Anna. Anna is from Team Shred Composite, and she's one of the coaches there. Her and I teamed up together, and then Hayden teamed up with a gentleman named John, who kind of showed him the ropes and around and things like that. Now, when we went out later with just the coaches, we actually got to run the route at a pace that we would like to ride. And so I went out and I did a lap with one of our other coaches, who inadvertently is the one that had a medical issue later in the day. I could tell she wasn't feeling so well, but it was great to have her out there. Loved sharing some time on the trail with a new person I haven't ridden with before. Ethan and Kevin, they took off. They just went and had a blast. When I got back to the pits, they were eating ice cream. So, so I was like, "Hey, are we gonna go out and do another lap?" Ethan said, "Sure, you want to go do a lap?" I said, "Yeah, I want to do a lap at speed. I want to go out and really ride it." And so we went out and we really rode it. And I warned him that I wouldn't be killing it on the climb, but that, I wanted to have fun on the descent. And we had a blast. I mean, we were kind of wheel to wheel having a good time, really tearing it up till we get down to the bottom. And then, of course, I missed a turn. He kept going, and I lost sight of him. He was gone. He probably got back to the pits 5 minutes before I did. But it was a great, great time. As soon as I got back, it was time to get the kids out for their laps. Like I said, we didn't have as many teammates this time, but we still split into two main groups of kids to go out on the trail. And I ran sweep for both groups. So I ran in the back, and it was really, really great. That one rocky section I told you about with a climb, we sessioned that. Sessioning is when you stop on the trail and you go over a certain feature over and over and over again, and you drill it on them until they feel more confident and more comfortable to be able to perform that obstacle within a race. And so we sessioned that, and then we went back to the pit area, and anyone that wanted to go out for another lap could. I ended up doing 6 laps on Saturday. Now, if you haven't been tracking my posts earlier in the year, you're going to recognize that for me to go out and ride 6 laps on a Saturday afternoon, that's a lot. Yeah, but like I said, I love this place. It's such a fun place to ride. So I did 6 laps, had a great time. The next day, I still felt fine. Legs felt fine. Everything was good. We gathered everybody up. We unpacked the trailer again in the morning. Hayden and I, like I said, we did security at night. There's some fun stories about entertaining the locals at night. Maybe I'll put that in a different post. But in the morning, we had breakfast. We met up with the rest of the team, unpacked the trailer, got the bikes out. Uh, the way that the racing works on Sunday, it's kind of like the younger kids go first, high school kids are in the afternoon, and it's split up by grade level, sex, and then of course the high school level. And so they have a uh, girls event, they have boys event, and they break it by grades. And so it was really kind of fun to watch our younger kids go out and see how aggressive and how much fun they could have. Some of the kids, I think, really took on a next level presentation in their level of confidence for riding this weekend. So I think there were a lot of wins to come away from the weekend, even though we had a smaller team. Maybe it's because we had the smaller team, we were able to give more attention to each kid. But I really feel, looking at Colin, Kellen, Levi, Brock, I mean, watching these guys go out and do their thing, they all went out and performed very, very well. Ava went out. She ran in the female race, and Ava did wonderfully. She had the opportunity to pick up a third lap if she chose to, but it was hot and things like that. And so she finished with 2 laps, but a strong 2 laps. She was well on time. There was no crunch or anything like that. So you could tell that the kids were performing at a much higher level than we had seen before. Now, these morning sessions are pretty fun to watch, but it's even a little bit more fun when you know someone's got it in the bag. And Colin got a podium at our last event, and guess what? Colin got a podium this weekend as well. So big shout out to Colin for getting that podium. And then, of course, the afternoon comes in, and we got to send our JV and varsity kids out. Now, we only have JV kids. We don't have any varsity kids on the team. Reggie was a little late in his arrival. It was pre-planned. We all knew that it was going to happen, but he came about 11:30 on Sunday. So his first view of the racetrack was lap one, right? Imagine the stress for that. So the first time he gets to see this trail is lap one in competition with other kids. Hayden, my son, he was second going into turn one on the first lap. So Hayden was very confident at this raceway, and he was well conditioned. His diet was good, his hydration was good. We had a plan in the feed zone to get the kids the nutrition and the hydration they needed as they went by. And for the most part, we think a lot of that worked out. If I'm going to be honest, I think Hayden looked a little tired. He looked a little worn. He looked like he was working really hard on lap two. But when he came by the feed zone on lap two, we gave him what we call a scratch water bottle. It has an additive in the water as kind of a nutrition for hydration and energy. And when he came by on lap three, he looked like a whole new athlete. So he went out, did 5 laps in the race, and came away with fourth place, which is a podium, which put him in third place in the series for the season. So wonderful, wonderful weekend. Even the drive home with the camper van was great. This season has just been super rewarding. I mean, from the camping to the family time to the competition to the interaction with the team, this whole season has been amazing. We have one more event next week, and we'll see how the kids do there. Have a good one. Bye bye.